All right, test. All right, man. So thanks again for coming in, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah. And so, but I brought you on because you came in the store. I don't know, a few days ago. You bought a cigar, I think it was.
Yeah, I bought a couple cigars.
Yeah, and being Cuban, I was surprised that you bought a cigar from our small selection. But anyways, no, sometimes when you just see people, you get a vibe and energy, something, you know, like you're very interesting is what it was. And I figured you had stories and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I smoked a cigarette. You happened to be out there, and then asked you a couple questions, and you gave me an onslaught of Cuban history and who you were, and.
Well, the thing about that is, man, I've always lived a very private life, and the last couple of years, it's almost as if I was infiltrated by people that knew who I was in Florida, which I kind of had to wrap my head around the series of problems that were happening, and I was like, why are these problems happening, man? And then I put it all together, and I realized that these people knew exactly who I was, and that was very, how can I say, it wasn't something that I was very proud of, because like I said, I enjoyed always living a private life. I was in the fitness industry. I've always enjoyed helping people. I never bragged or boasted about who I was, where my bloodline comes from, where my family history comes from, because that's on a need to know basis. Right. And a lot of people never needed to know who I was. It wasn't their problem to know who I was. Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate you coming in here. No, thank you. We can kind of rewind and just talk about Cuba, growing up, when you did, how you did.
All right. Well, my family, my grandfather's name on my father's side is Serafín Leopoldo de Besa Machado. I am the great grandson of the ex-Cuban president Gerardo Machado. Wow. Okay. The president after him, Fulgencio Batista, is my father's godfather. Okay.
Wow. Yeah.
My grandfather, Serafín Leopoldo de Besa Machado, when he was in Cuba, I showed you pictures of him. He was commemorated by Cuban President Batista for keeping the peace and the influence that he had in the Cuban community. Okay, he was in radio. He ran the airport, Rancho Boyero. He was a part of intelligence. In 1959, my grandfather was the one that contacted the CIA to let him know that Castro was a communist. My grandfather fled Cuba, left to Cuba, and opened a television store on 14th and Flagler called De Besa Television and Furniture. Yeah. At that time, in 1960, the director of the CIA went in there to shake his hand to congratulate him and thank him because they should have listened to what he said. My grandmother's family, Ana María de la Peña, they were 32nd degree Freemasons. They owned 900 properties in Cuba. They were involved in the development of the casinos that were going to happen with Meyer Lansky and Lucky Luciano in Cuba. Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much where I'm at. My grandfather was the point man between Lansky and Luciano to the president. Yeah. Direct. A lot of people don't like to hear the reality factor. The Sicilians and the Italians don't like to accept the fact that the mafia was run by Meyer Lansky and he is Jewish, 100%. Yeah. You know, so I mean that's a fact. You know.
I mean, what the fuck? There's a lot to it. I mean, that's a lot to unpack. Like,
yeah, it's the reality factor. You know, you can't listen. The truth about life is you can never forget who put you on and who helped you get to where you are in your life.
Of course.
And a lot of these guys today, they fail to understand the real history. You know, it's not run by the Sicilians, not run by the Italian. Meyer Lansky put them in the position that they are in today. Simple as that. You know. So I mean,
and that was in the 30s.
It goes back very, very much time.
Something like that. See, Meyer Lansky, I think.
Meyer Lansky. See, the thing I don't understand in Miami, there was a place called Wolfie's Diner, and I don't understand why they knocked it down. It was on 21st and Collins. Meyer used to go walk his dog and go and sit there every day, have his breakfast. He had his own table with a red rope around it and a telephone on top of it. They knocked that down. That was a historical monument. Why that happened, I have no idea. Okay, I mean, he used to go there and walk his dog, and Meyer was a very humble, peaceful guy. He said hi to everybody on his walk over there, sat there, ate his food, and turned around and left.
Yeah, I think it was known that he wasn't like a violent. He was he was considered the mob's accountant, correct?
Exactly.
Like the mob accountant. Yeah. Him and Bugsy Siegel.
Bugsy Siegel.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm interested in what that was like growing up. I mean, with your lineage and your history. I mean,
never discussed my lineage with anybody. Again, I come from a family. My parents went through the most horrible divorce in U.S. history. To be honest with you, I was forced to be away from my dad for a very long time. I was raised by my grandparents. Okay, so when that time came around, my grandfather would come pick me up every Friday at 5:00, and it was go. I would go with him to the party boats. I would go with him to work, and I enjoyed that. I mean, my grandfather, like I said, was a very influential man. In Little Havana, everybody knew him. His funeral was huge when my grandfather passed.
Yeah.
You know?
So what was life? I mean, because you were growing up in the 80s. So what was life like right after? It was after Castro, right?
After Castro,
After Castro, after
a very good
Guevara.
life. Like I said, I was raised by my grandparents. My grandfather had the whole street on Northeast 31st Street in Miami, in Key Biscayne. The house all the way at the end on the bay was where I was raised, where he was at, and he owned multiple properties all the way up that whole entire strip all the way up to his house.
Well, I meant more from a just Cuba in general. What was life for an average Cuban?
I never lived in Cuba. I was born and raised in Miami.
Oh, got you. Okay.
So that's where I was raised at.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Michael King is a piece of shit, to be honest with you. I mean, the Michael King story, to be honest with you, now I understand why the Michael King story happened. 100%. These people knew who I was, and to my understanding, these guys, they like to have a dick swinging contest and see who the Don is and who whatever. If you look it back and you track it back, that would put me in the position of power above everybody else, because that's my place. And I never shared that with anybody. I had an issue that happened with Michael King many years ago. It goes back 20 plus years. Okay. Now I understand why that problem happened. The problem happened because King knew exactly who I was.
But are you affiliated in any way or have any ties?
I have never been affiliated with anybody. I have always been my own person. I've done all my things on my own. Okay, even when I got in trouble that I caught a federal case for drug trafficking, I was indicted with 20 people that I didn't even know.
Wow. And
no one that knows me ever did a day in a federal prison. Okay. That's who I am. So,
and I have no angles of trying to get certain sound bites out of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to.
You can ask me anything you want to ask me. You can ask me anything you want to ask me.
Okay. Well, let's just go into how you got into certain dealings. How'd you, how you became the person you were today. For me, one of the reasons why I started this podcast is because going back, I could tell you exactly how I got to this moment from a moment that happened in 8th grade. If I didn't have that moment, it wouldn't have led to all these other series of events. Maybe it might have happened in a different way, but it was these things that were imperative to happen. I mean, it was imperative for those things to happen the way they did in order for me to be here today. Definitely. And so, I mean, do you have any moments like that looking back?
To be honest with you, man, the last 2 years of my life have been the worst 2 years of my life. And it has a lot to do, probably, I would assume, with who I am. Pissed off a lot of people because I never shared my story with people. I never told anybody who I was. Yeah. Like I told you, I was in the fitness industry. I was always about helping people, giving back to the community. I was very involved in making a difference. Part of that has a lot to do when you go through the worst part of your life, you would say, is going to prison. For me, no, it wasn't. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. The reason being is because you have two choices. You grow from it, you learn from it, or you get bitter and you get mad at the world and you come out and you do it again. The system teaches you, and accountability is the biggest thing that anybody has as a human being. If you don't hold yourself accountable for your actions, you will never grow. I'm very big on self-growth. Self-growth is something that's detrimental to everybody's growth as a human being. Most people, they don't embrace self-growth, and they don't grow for the reason being they don't want to be held accountable for the things that they have done in their actions.
And you definitely practice what you preach, because you don't like heights, and this thing is above a cooler, and he climbed up this ladder to get up here, and you grow through discomfort, and that was big. I was big, so thanks for doing that too.
Thank you for having me on your podcast.
Yeah, no, of course. So were there any things what happened 2 years ago to where this led you?
It was horrible. Last year I had a problem where there was a child trafficking ring that tried to steal my girlfriend's daughter out of the house. I have a problem where I have actually not even been able to use a computer in the last 2 years. My phone has been hacked. I have a phone with a VPN. My emails have been stolen by someone else. My phone is being cloned by someone else.
What the fuck?
It's been horrible. My business was hacked. The internet at my house was being burned by someone else. And the person that's responsible for all of this, why don't you take a wild guess who he is?
Michael King.
Michael King. Yeah. The problem with Michael King, the story with Michael King goes back 20 plus years. You want to elaborate on the story? I don't have no problem in telling you, because at the end of the day, him and I are, how can I say, the problem with King is King has a serious problem. He's probably one of the most dangerous people that you can ever have a problem with. And to be honest with you, I can give two flying fucks about him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, elaborate.
It started way. I have a friend of mine calls me 20 plus years ago and he wanted me to go to a strip club to go bring something to him. And I said, dude, I haven't been to a strip club in 5 years. I'm not about that. Like I told you, I've always been by myself. I lived a very low-key life. I did what I did. And you never saw me with anybody. I never needed a crew to boost up my ego. When you know who you are and you know what you're doing, the last thing you need is people knowing your business. I never even went to a barber shop to cut my hair.
Yeah.
Barbershops are worse than beauty salons,
Well,
to be honest with you. If I went to a barbershop, I would ask the barber, listen, what time you open? 12. I'll give you $100 to open at 11. Let me park in the back, cut my hair, and I leave.
Right?
I don't like being around people because I don't like people being in my business. That's part of the reason that I was able to last so long in doing the things that I did in my life.
Yeah.
That I'm not proud of, to be honest with you, because I don't care for street credibility. I can give two shits about the things I've done. The only thing I care about is that I was able to grow from those things and learn from those experiences and become a better person at the end of the day.
Okay, good for you.
You know? So the story So I went to this club and there's this girl, Casey Wheeler. She's walking back and forth, back and forth. She comes and she sits down next to me. I know who you are. Oh, okay. Well, no, let me backtrack. So I walk to the club after not being in a club for 5 years. Okay, I walk up to the door. So I'm here to see someone up in the VIP. They said, whoa, hold on a second. The owner of the club, Richie Stanton, saw me in the cameras. I knew him from 5 years prior to the booby trial, to Alley Cat. Okay, because I had a problem in Alley Cat with another stripper I used to date.
This is what city?
In Miami, Florida.
Miami? Okay, it's Miami.
I had a problem with another stripper I used to date that she was going to break a bottle over this other girl's head. Me and Willie Falcone's nephew Jordan almost got into a shootout and killed each other. Okay, at the club. Okay, that's another story. Okay, so I go to the club and Richie pulls me up to his office. And I'm like, what the fuck is this all about? So I go to the office. He says, bro, I haven't seen you. I said, listen, you haven't seen me because I haven't been around. I didn't even know that you own this place. Please don't cause no problems here. I said, bro, I didn't come here to cause any problem. If you haven't seen me in this place in 5 years, it's the first time I walk into one of these places. And I'm coming here to see a friend of mine that asked me to come and see him. Yeah. And I said, you're happy to see me, right? I go into my pocket, I pull out an ounce, I break up my so here you go, some real shit for you as a gift. Yeah. He says, oh man, cool, thank you. And he didn't even know that I wasn't drinking at the time. So I go see my buddy at the table. He sends me a bottle of Perrier Jouet Rosé to the table. He doesn't know I don't drink. Complimentary, and I wasn't drinking. Good bottle. So I go and I leave it there. So this girl's pacing back and forth, okay? And she comes and she sits down right next to me. She says, oh, I know who you are. I said, oh, really good. So do a lot of other people. What can I do for you? She starts talking to me and blah, 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 whatever. I said, look here, drink this bottle. Give her the bottle. And I did what I had to do. I turn around, boom, I leave. The next day, my partner calls me again. Hey, do me a favor, come back to the club. I need to see you, blah, blah, blah. Yo, bro, this is the second day in a row, bro. I don't like going to these places, bro. I don't like the heat on me. So I go back, I do him the favor, the same girl again, walking back and forth, sits right next to me again. When she sat right next to me again, she starts rapping with me. She asked me for my phone number, me like an asshole. You know, I give her my number, whatever. We talk, and then that night I went back home. The girl calls me. She was driving home. I'm like, all right, she calls me, she starts rapping with me. So I'm talking to her, whatever. And then I go and I call her back. She doesn't answer, which is weird. So I'm like, all right, cool. I pay no mind to it. The next day she calls me back. I say, yo, I gave you a call. Why didn't you answer? No, it's complicated. I can't answer the phone. So I'm like, yo, this is weird as shit, right? So so the thing about this is, so then I see her at the club one day. She calls me, says, oh, why don't you do me a favor? I want you to pick me up at 5 o'clock in the morning when I get off of work. And I'm like, all right, cool. But I had noticed in my conversation with her, she was involved in something. I didn't know what it was exactly. She was the main girl that was, there was a lot of, how can I say, a lot of hanky-panky going on in that club, and she was the one that was handling all the proceeds for Mike. Okay. I was his bottom bitch. Yeah. Okay, so she calls me one day and says, do me a favor, pick me up at 5. She was driving a black Hummer, and she left the Hummer there, left everything there, gets in my car 5 o'clock in the morning, boom, I leave. 6 o'clock in the morning, I get a phone call from Richie. I get a call from his security. Yo, you need to bring that girl back, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is the fucking problem, bro? I picked her up. She's fucking fine. We're going to go have breakfast. No, you don't understand. I said, understand what, bro? Yeah. I said, there's nothing wrong with going to go have fucking breakfast with a girl that asked me to pick her up and take her out to eat. Who is she? So who is she? And that's where the problem started. So the problem started from that point on, okay? And he calls me in the office was Big Wiz, which is Mike King's right-hand man, and Richie and the security and all this bullshit, okay? They start calling me, no, you don't understand. You got to bring her back. They're going to come after you. They're going to this and that. I said, well, they're going to fucking come after me what, bro? They ain't going to do shit. I went home. I grabbed my fucking AR with a 100-round clip. I put it in the car, grabbed my FN with fucking 330-round clips. I plugged it up. Good for you. I said, you're gonna come and get me? No problem. You're going to come and get me? I'm going to get you too, motherfucker. That's exactly what my mentality was at that time because I didn't understand it. So then I tell her, I say, yo, what's the problem? So then I start getting phone calls from Mike, directly from Mike. Yo, you don't know who I am, blah, blah, blah. He used to run collections for the Sicilian mob. I said, okay, Mike. So you obviously don't know who the fuck I am. So then he contacts a buddy of mine named Nelson Russo that used to own exotic cars. And he calls a buddy of mine, Alex, that used to own another place called Exclusive Motoring. They used to do high-end cars and all that. And then I come to find out that this same guy, King, had a problem with Big Meech from Black Mafia family.
Yeah.
Meech used to rent the Jackie Gleason mansion whenever he came down on Miami Beach with his boys and everything. And this guy, King, ran up on Meech about a tour bus and disrespected him. And Meech looked at him and said, bro, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Get the fuck out of here. You don't know who I am. So he turned around, put his fucking finger in his ass and walked right out of the fucking place that he went to go start balling with Meech. So then after Meech, he came for me.
Okay.
He came for me. And that's what that girl was planted on me. So he's calling me, he's trying to stir the pot. I got Nelson calling me, yo, loco, you got to bring that girl back. I said, I don't got to bring back nobody. I don't know who this motherfucker is. Right. So then I went into doing my research. I did my research. I found out that this guy, King, owned a company called Eye Candy Escorts. It was a triangle. He had girls in New York, Miami, and Vegas. Mike was a fugitive on the run, okay, because he had killed a girl in Vegas. Okay, so that's how this whole thing started. So him calling me, blowing up my phone. I kept the girl for a week, to make a long story short. Okay, a week passes. I'm done with the fucking phone blowing up. I had a body shop called Colors Paint and Body in Hialeah. They were calling my business. They were driving by my business. The headache wasn't worth the aggravation to keep this girl. The girl's crying, no, I will buy you a Ferrari. Please let me stay with you.
Really?
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like that. No bullshit, bro. I'll buy you a Ferrari. Let me stay with you. And all this and all that.
She wanted out.
She wanted out completely. So I said, look, man, I won't be honest with you. I don't want to deal with this aggravation. I'm tired of this fucking guy blowing up my phone, calling me, his fucking cronies driving by my shop, making calls that they want to buy wheels, that they want to buy this. Nelson's calling me, fucking Alex is calling me, everybody's calling me, you know, trying to blow up my fucking phone about this girl and all this bullshit. And I'm like, look, man, a week passes, I call him and said, listen, bro, I'm going to take her back. I said, I knew that the house that he had them all working out of was in Miramar by the Hard Rock Casino. So I say, send some woman to pick her up. I'm coming to drop her off. If I see you or any of your boys, it's on and popping.
Yeah.
Just like that. I was fucking ready.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you, bro. When I got there.
You had to be.
Bro, when I got there, bro, I had the 100-round drum and the fucking AR, bro, with one in the fucking chamber with a Hellfire spring trigger ready to fucking erase his ass. Right. And I told him with fucking Rhino ammo in the clip, and they were armor-piercing fucking rounds. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm not the fucking person you want to fuck with.
Of course, yeah.
You know, so I saw the old lady was there. I dropped her off. I said, goodbye, have a nice day. I fucking take off. 2 hours later, my fucking phone rings. Mike calling me again. I answer the fucking phone. I said, Mike, what the fuck is the problem, bro? I said, I already gave you back your fucking girl with clothes, with makeup, with perfume, in better condition than I picked her up. What the fuck do you want from me? Okay? So he calls me and says, bro, I don't know who you are, but I heard a lot about you. I want to meet you and I want to shake your hand. I said, bro, you're calling me for this shit. So I did my research and she was telling me, this motherfucker's a psychopath. He got a degree in psychology. He's got a degree. He's a very educated person. He's not your regular scumbag. He's got an education.
You said he's a therapist, right?
He's got a degree in psychology.
Yeah.
He's educated. He's not, first of all, when you're managing 300 women, okay, you gotta know what the fuck.
Mind control.
Mind control.
Yeah, on that.
And that's a fact. That's a fact. You know, so I gave her back and then I figured that was it. I had my problem. I went to prison. At that time, too, Meech went to prison. Everybody that was in contact with him. And then I noticed my indictment was weird because I went to prison and I was indicted with 20 people I didn't even know. During the course of after that situation happening, my dad calls me. He says, I need you to do me a favor. He says, what's that, Dad? He says, I need you to go to St. Lucia. I have a job for you. Because my dad was a security consultant for presidents, the ex-Cuban president from Brazil, and a couple of other people. My dad was in the security industry for a very, very, very long time.
You showed me, it was your dad with Pablo, right?
My dad with him, and my dad also pictures of my dad with what's his face? Mayor of Miami, because my dad's the official artist for the city of Miami. He did a lot of things. He had an art gallery with Emil Farah, which was a very, very big developer in Miami. Emil Farah Property Management had a gallery in Mary Brickell Village. Okay. That was huge. Emil was a big developer. He worked with guys like George La Madrid. He worked with Brian Neiman. He worked with another guy called Thomas Kramer that had a problem that had to leave to Dubai because he was with the daughter of the guy that owned Brayman Motors, Rolls Royce, and all this shit. So he calls me and says, look, I need you to go to St. Lucia, have a job in a private security prison. I need you to go up there. I need you to take some pictures, and I need you to do me a favor. I said, what's that? He says, I need you to stay there and never come back. I said, what? He says, I need you to stay there and never come back. I'm going to give you $3 million. You're going to stay there. You're never going to come back. I said, fuck, this is fucking crazy. So I go, I take the pictures. Well, I landed in St. Lucia, a small airport, tiny airport. I literally flew from Miami International Airport to San Juan, Puerto Rico. I got on a small airplane there called the American Eagle, because the airport is so small in St. Lucia that when you land, you're literally on the beach on the water.
Do they not extradite in St. Lucia?
I don't know. I don't know what the deal was. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the purpose of this call was from my dad. My dad has never.
This was before or after?
This was before I got arrested.
Okay.
My dad had never in his life called me and told me anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was like, fuck, this is weird. So I go, I get my ticket, I fly up there. I get picked up by guys that are part of the CIA. When I landed, I didn't notice this. The Queen of England was on the island because Sir John Compton, which was knighted by the Queen of England, had passed, and he was very involved with her family. So when I got there was security all over the place. Literally, I got picked up by these two guys in black trucks. They took me to my Hotel Seraphim. I checked in. I got ready. They picked me up. We went to go eat. The following day, they picked me up again. They took me on a tour of the island. They took me up to this private prison where, I'm not going to bullshit you, man, it's nothing but concrete and iron bars. Nothing more. Fucking concrete and iron bars. My dad was going to be part of the process. They were going to put RFID chips in the prisoners that were housed up there. This is some real fucking straight up, no bullshit, fucking real shit, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not making
I believe you.
So I took the pictures of the prison. Okay, I did my job, and then one of the guys that I was with says, "I need you to do me a favor." He says, "This is extra. I'm gonna pay you an extra $10 million." And they had already done the trenches. The island over there is a British French colony, so they had the old electrical outlets to plug in the phones. So they wanted to do the conversion to the same plugs that we have here in the United States. Okay. One of the things that freaked these guys out was I had a phone. My dad had designed a system for me, a camera system for me, that I was one of the 3 people that had it. The system was Brett David, Lamborghini of Miami, Brian Neiman, one of the head of the Republican National Party, and the camera system I had at home. It was the first time that you had it. Worked on a T-Mobile phone called a T-Mobile Wing, when you would open the phone and you can view the cameras. When I showed that to these guys, they shit themselves. Like, whoa, bro. They were like, yo, I showed it to them in St. Lucia, my house that I had it at, where I was staying at the time. Okay, the system, they were in total shock that my dad had designed that. So they were like, fuck, this is incredible. That's
way ahead.
Yes, he was one of the ones that was involved in the design of that system when it first came out. Like I'm telling you, it was Brian Neiman, Lamborghini of Miami, and myself had the system. I had people in the district, in the camera district in Miami, which is like 72nd Avenue, Northwest 36th Street and back, that are in the surveillance industry. They were begging me to bring the hard drive in because they were dying for my dad to see how he designed the system. Him and his guys. Total fucking shock, bro. Okay, it worked. And you know what's funny? It worked with a hard drive. It was with a hard drive with a CPU.
So you had like an external.
Yes, yeah. I had that right there next to my computer at home, and it was fucking incredible.
Wow.
I showed that to these guys.
Okay.
So I get picked up by the guys. I do my job, and then the guy says, "Look, I have another job for you." They already had a company that had done the lines. Okay, that they wanted me to manage the excavators that were going to make the trenches, so that my dad would fly in. They wanted to do the camera system in the prison, and then they wanted him to do the entire electric in the whole island. So they had all the trenches already lined, and they wanted me to supervise. They were going to pay me extra for that. So I'm like, cool, bro. I called my dad and said, "Dad, these fucking people have fucking 5 years worth of work." He says, "Cool, no problem. That's your money." No problem. I said, "Okay, cool." So I went. That day I went back to my hotel. I was done. I had 3 days to view the island and ride around. Okay. Well, I was supposed to stay there permanently, actually. So I got a cab. I traveled around the island and I smoked cigars. So they have really good Cuban cigars on the island. So I Googled all of the cigar shops that they had in the area. And I took a cab to the Grand Sandals Resort, because they had a cigar shop in the actual lobby. So I go in, I check out the cigars, I buy some cigars, and I walk back outside, and I see a sign in the back of Sandals for sale. So I go walk back there. There was a real estate broker there. There was 13 acres for $33,000 of beachfront property. I could have literally lived there in a fucking tent for the rest of my life.
Whoa.
So I say, okay, cool. I had some money in Wachovia down in Florida. And me like an asshole, not listening to my dad. I wanted to surprise him with buying that piece of land.
Yeah.
So I fucking took a plane back. I flew back and I wanted to surprise him. So I fly back that Friday. Okay. I call my dad and say, hey dad, I got the pictures. I'm going to bring them to you. He says, what the fuck are you doing here? I told you not to come back. And I'm like, shit. So that Sunday,
I thought you were surprising him with the phone call.
I was going to surprise him. I didn't tell him what I came back for because I wanted to come back because when I spoke with the broker, you had to have a certified check. I wanted to get the check from the bank. I wanted to get everything the way it was supposed to be because I didn't want to lose the property. So that's why I had to come back.
I see.
I had to come back so that I can be able to make
get the money,
get the check the way that they asked me to do it because it was a British bank that was doing the deal and everything. And bro, I was literally right next to Grand Sandals.
Who
wouldn't take that?
No, I know.
Who wouldn't take that?
That's a dream, dude. That was
okay, so I wanted to surprise my dad with this, a retirement process. So when he came to the island, I was going to be like, look what I got for us.
Yeah.
You know, so I come back that Friday. I call him and he fucking flipped his fucking wig, bro. That Sunday, I get a knock at the door. It's DEA arresting me that they knew about my trip to St. Lucia. I was indicted with 20 people I didn't know. But the craziness about that arrest is, what do you think the agents were after when they came into the property I was staying at?
King?
No.
Oh. The girl?
No, she was already gone. This is totally separate from her.
Okay.
They were after the fucking hard drive for the design.
Oh, for the camera
system
for the camera
that he had designed. So they literally went upstairs and they say, "Cool, the guys did. We got it." That's what they were looking for. They were looking for the fucking camera system that he had designed.
Those grimy mother.
No, it's not. It's not about.
Well, I mean, if they're trying to steal the technology, right?
I don't know what the fucking thing was, but they main interest wasn't me. It was the fucking CPU that had all the information in there to have the design of what he had designed. So they go ahead, they take me, they fucking indict me with 20 people I didn't know and all this and all that. What was weird was, that they knew that I was in St. Lucia. They were telling me, oh, we wanted to put a fucking tail on you, but they wouldn't approve it. I said, you can put as many fucking tails as you want on me because they never even got me with 1 fucking gram of drugs. They never even got me with a fucking dirty bag.
Yeah.
Okay?
But I mean, why?
They raided me prior to that a couple of other times, and the reason why they raided me, why don't you take a wild guess who's the one that put them on me?
King?
Yeah, 100%.
But so the time that you were indicted with 20 other people and they came in, including Meech and everybody else.
Meech was a separate indictment.
Okay, because I was wondering why they were looking for the hard drive with Meech being arrested too.
Meech was a separate indictment. I was I was sitting there in the federal prison, right? And there's a lot of other pieces that are connected and associated with this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest with you, yes, with this asshole. Okay. So they take the camera system, they indict me with 20 people I didn't know, okay? At the time, the thing about Meech is that Meech had a run-in with King at that time, okay? And that's what I was worried about, that they were gonna fucking put everything together because I had an association with other people going back to Vegas, okay, where I met other people that I don't wanna discuss. I mean, I had connections all the way to tunnel houses that were bringing the shit on their fucking ground.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta tell you. I'll leave that for another. For another.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so I had this fucking tail on me. Okay, and it was a fucking nightmare, bro. It was a fucking nightmare, to be honest with you. So they indict me with 20 people I don't know. I go to prison. I get out of prison.
How long was that for again?
I did 6 on 8. Okay, I was supposed to do 87 months on a dry conspiracy. And the judge gave me 96 months for lying to the government, obstruction of justice, because they wanted me to turn people in. Like I told you, I went away and nobody that knew me ever did a fucking day in prison. I went away by myself. I could give 2 fucks about street credibility. I didn't know those people. The reason I fucking got arrested is because a friend of mine that I gave him 3 bricks and I told him, don't front nobody. He fronted some guy and I called him on the phone and said, yo, let me get that triple play for 61 to go get my money. And then that was the only wiretap they had on me. I used to have 10 Metro PCS phones in my center console under the name of fucking George Jetson, okay?
And they made that connection off the phrase?
They made that connection off the phrase, and that's what got me fucking put away, okay? But I had been raided prior to that multiple times, and that was prior to my meeting with the problem I had with King. So I went away. I did 6 on 8 because I did a program called the drug program. I got 1 year good time. I got the 1 year good time, and I got 1 year of time off also for taking the drug program. So I did 6 on 8. So I came home. At that time, my mom was living in Orlando. So I moved to Orlando, Central Florida, to go live there. Okay, no problem. I had a job in the fitness industry. I was working in the fitness industry. Now, what's weird is, before I went to get out of prison, okay, my case manager, Ms. Hollis, calls me to her office. She says, hey, I need you to do me a favor, because she already knew I had a fucking job lined up. She already knew I had everything ready to go. I need you to call your house and ask if you have the social security card. So I call her and say, do you have my social security card? No, I don't have your social security card. I said, okay, cool. So I go back and tell Ms. Hollis they don't have the card. Okay. So she orders a card for me. I mail the card home right before I'm getting ready to get out. Okay. Ms. Hollis gets a card for me. When I come home, my mom gives me the original social security card. I'm like, where's the card Ms. Hollis got for me? It never came in the mail. It's weird.
Yeah.
So there's a fucking missing social security card. And so there's a problem.
You think the government?
No, who got the fucking card? Because I don't have the card. I can show you where I still have my original fucking social security card in my wallet and not my original card.
Well, I mean, you think it's like an accident, or you think the government interfered?
No, the government didn't interfere with that. The government would never interfere with that. You see, that's the problem. The government doesn't spend all their money and resources to help you to get back into the community to fuck you. That's all bullshit. That's that divide and conquer mentality that a lot of people are trying to, the government is this, the government is that. You have good and bad in every entity and every agency in the world. Let's be honest. All people are not bad people. There's people that still have values, principles, and morals, and they stick to those values, principles, and morals.
I agree with that.
So the card fucking miraculously disappeared. What I found kind of weird is, okay, I had literally just got home, okay? I had an ankle monitor on my fucking leg. My mother's husband says to me, hey, what are you going to do for me? And looked at the motherfucker, what the fuck am I going to do for you, bro? Just came home from prison. My stepdad. I said, yo, this guy's fucked up in the head, bro.
Yeah, what can I do for
What the fuck can I do for you, So I didn't like that, so I fucking packed up and I left, okay? A couple days passed. I had a friend of mine that I was locked up with. Ironically, this is the crazy shit. He lived 3 houses from my mother's house, and he was doing time with me, which is weird. This shit don't make no sense, bro. Okay, so he used to do tattoos. So I called him one day when he got, hey, how you doing? I went to go visit him. I went to say hi to him. I pulled into his fucking house. Okay, I had already left my mom's house. I go to say hi to him, see how he's doing. I go and I leave. When I leave, my mom's ex-husband, because she was following me out of the fucking community. I'm like, yo, what's wrong with this fucking guy? He's a fucking stalker, bro. Yeah. Okay, so then that was on a weekday. That Saturday, I was with my aunt. I was buying some things for my house, for my apartment to get settled, and so on and so on. I get a call from my probation officer. They had assigned me the head of the United States Probation Office as my probation officer, bro. They assigned me the top of the federal probation office. Whoa. Julio Dominguez was his name. He was the liaison of the United States Probation Office. Whoa. Okay, so he got a call. I was with my aunt. He says, I need you to go to your place right now. I need to see you immediately. I'm like, what? Is everything okay? He's like, well, I need to see you right now. Well, I dropped what I was doing in the grocery store, get in the fucking car with my aunt. Boom, I go to the fucking house. Okay? He says, listen to what I'm going to tell you. I got a call that you were hanging out with another convicted felon. If I get another call that you were with a convicted felon, I'm going to violate you and take you back. Who do you think was the one that called the fucking PO to tell me?
King.
No.
Oh, the friend 3 doors down?
My mother's husband.
Oh, okay.
So there's a problem that has been going on.
I see.
There's a problem that has been going on again.
So what? Because you didn't do anything for him,
and then he goes and he does that. So then this is the problem. I was in the fitness industry. See, I have reason to believe that King is associated with someone in my family. After King and I had that run-in, King has been making it fucking impossible for me to fucking make a living. Okay, He's been behind me. He's been on my ass for a very long time already. So I was in the fitness industry, okay? I didn't realize this. I had met a girl in the gym, and what was weird is that she's like, no, I'm gonna go visit my friend Mike in Valrico. I'm like, Mike? I didn't put it together. But this girl was actually probably working for Mike. Mike planted another one on me. Her name was Kristen. Okay, so then I was working for many years. Then I went ahead and I moved to Sarasota, okay? When I moved to Sarasota, I was going to compete in bodybuilding. I went in to see a doctor to tighten up my midsection more. And I went in for an outpatient surgery. It was 8 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to be home at noon. I ended up being overdosed by fentanyl. Somebody was in the room with the anesthesiologist that said, give him more, he's a big guy. Okay? Who the fuck you think was in the room with the anesthesiologist? King. And I'm gonna see. Can you prove that? Oh, fucking ain't can I prove it? Let me tell you.
I'm not questioning or like questioning you.
Let me tell you how I can prove that. Okay. I was dropped off by a friend of mine, and then somebody came behind him and said, "Give him more. He's a big guy." They never did a pre-op. My phones have been monitored and cloned for God knows how long. I mean, my emails have been hacked. All this has been hacked. The problem is going to go back to who was in the room with the anesthesiologist. Yeah. Before I left Florida 5 months ago, that I moved here. Okay, after I had that incident with the doctor 5 years ago, Okay. The doctor refunded me all the money from the surgery, made it go away, and I was like, okay, cool, no problem. When I left Florida, I almost broke my arm. I slipped in a Burger King. I called Morgan & Morgan. I never called Morgan & Morgan in my life. Morgan & Morgan says, yeah, we had a profile with me already. When do you think the profile was made?
From
The overdose of fentanyl on the doctor. It wasn't me. I never called them. So something happened in that fucking OR. And then I had the problem last year where I had the child trafficking ring trying to steal my girlfriend's daughter.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Okay, and the problem with that is if you're talking about a guy like King, that he was involved in prostitution.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Okay, what is prostitution? What does human trafficking have to do with? Bing, 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 bing. Mm-hmm. It's too fucking coincidental. Human trafficking, prostitution, child trafficking. They tried taking a child out of my house to take her to Germany. That's international child trafficking.
Right. We're going to get into that, but what's with
the thing about
the overdosing?
The overdose, someone was shopping around for a medical malpractice lawsuit after that happened. Who was it? It wasn't me. Now, either the doctor got my driver's license and my fucking social security card when they overdosed me. See, my phone has been hacked ever since, bro. I have not been able to use a computer ever since I was able to put all this shit together because they're fucking scared shitless of what's going to happen. And that's where this is getting at. There's been a problem. The only fucking problem I ever had goes back to that piece of shit, Mike.
Yeah.
He's a very dangerous fucking snake, let me tell you.
I mean, yeah, the debt collector for the Sicilian mob.
Yeah, but the debt collector for the Sicilian mob doesn't want to get fucking known for being involved in child trafficking, does he?
No.
Who tried stealing the kid to take her to fucking Germany? And then he dirtied my name on the internet, where I showed you he dirtied my name on the internet also. He's got a very sophisticated...
So, okay, so let's get into your daughter. What happened? How'd that?
So I come home one day. My girlfriend was born and raised in Vietnam. Okay, she's never had any family outside of her family. Okay, she grew up on a farm in Vietnam. She has one husband, one daughter. She got divorced. The only other person she's ever been associated with is me. Mm-hmm. They have no association with absolutely anybody in the United States other than myself. Okay. So I was working an hour and a half from the house. What raised the interest is when she moved to my house 2.5 years ago. She had paid for a field trip to Washington, D.C. for her daughter. It was through a company called Education First. The United States was locked up because of the pandemic in 2020. So she never went to school. She never went on the field trip, and she was getting ready to graduate. So my girlfriend calls me and says, honey, do me a favor. Can you call the school and speak to the counselor, speak to the principal, and tell them to refund me the $1,700 from the field trip that Callie never went on? I said, okay, no problem. So I call the school. I speak to the counselor. The counselor says, we don't know nothing about that field trip. I said, what? That's weird. So I said, can I speak to the principal? The principal doesn't know nothing about the field trip. So I call my girlfriend back and said, honey, the school doesn't know nothing about the field trip to Washington. This is weird as shit. So then I said, do me a favor, give me the phone number on the card on the bank, okay? And I called the 1-800 number and I said, look, listen, I'm calling about the $1,700 charge that you guys did on the card for this field trip that never took place, okay? And they said, yeah, no problem. We're going to refund the money, but we're going to keep $350 from the $1,700. I'm like, what the fuck?
For a penalty?
Red flag automatically. First of all, what company that does a field trip through the public school system is going to keep $350 of single moms and single dads? Yeah. Okay, and it goes both ways, single moms or single dads in the United States. Okay, when the United States is closed. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't add up. So at that time, I had a coffee shop in Orlando. I spoke with a teacher. I had a gentleman by the name of Pastor Wallace, Pastor Alexis Wallace. He wrote a book called The Islamic Initiative, bringing the Jewish and the Christian religion together, bringing unity. His wife, Ms. Wallace, is a teacher of 33 years. I told Ms. Wallace, I have to talk to you. She says, what happened? I said, this is what happened. I said, this doesn't sound right. The school didn't know about it. This sounds like a third-party ring that's trying to take kids out of to field trips, and it's not being done through the school.
But I mean, this whole time your daughter's safe.
She's safe. She never went to whenever. They kept the $350. Everything's fine. Okay. So then she says, I said, that's how she says the same thing I said. That's a child trafficking ring. I said, okay, no problem. I told this to my girlfriend. Nothing happens. Couple weeks pass. I come home from work one day. She says, Callie's driving me crazy. She wants to go to school in Germany. Can you please talk to the people on the phone and find out what this program is about, because she wouldn't understand it. So I pick up the phone and I see it's the same program, Education First. I speak to a guy named Kyle. He says, no, it's a program that we're taking them to Germany, and it's a program that's only going to be for her to figure out what she wants to study in college, which makes no sense.
And she's how old?
She said she was 17 at the time. Okay. The part I don't understand is, right, why would anybody refer a child to a program like that when we have those programs through the military, through the National Guard, that the military pays for it and your child is safe? Why would they advertise a program in Germany that's through a third-party company? That's what I'm trying to explain to you. You see, so I asked the guy questions, and I said, can you do me a favor? Can you send to her mother's email a letterhead with the company you are, with your education number and all that information of everything, so that her mother can then verify that the company's legit? No email was sent. The guy then says to me, he says, look, if you can't afford the $27,000 to take her to Germany, we can send her to Peru for $17,000 and hand her over to a nonprofit organization when she gets to Peru. I fucking snapped. I said to the guy, are you fucking kidding me, bro? So you want me to give you $17,000 to take this child and hand her over to a nonprofit organization in Peru? You know what a nonprofit organization in Peru can be, right?
Well, I said,
you can only fucking imagine.
Exactly.
I fucking went off on him. I went off on them. I said, motherfucker, this child ain't for sale. I don't know who you are. I don't know who the fuck you are, who you think you're talking to. Send me the information and the criteria. So he says, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pay the $100 deposit for her to do the phone interview. I went ahead and paid the $100 deposit. Then I went on the bank the following day. I did a chargeback, and I got the account number, the routing number, and I contacted the deputy's office to come out to my house. I contacted the deputies to come out to my house, okay? Then I go ahead and I tell the deputy, look, listen, this is what's going on here. This company kept $350 of her mother. This guy hasn't been able to provide the information, okay? This is the account number. This is the routing number to this company. This is who they are. And they're trying to take this kid to Germany illegally. Why would somebody recommend a program to take a child to Germany without the mother sitting there? Then she says, no, the consulate. Then it wasn't the consulate. Then she found it online, and then they're trying to cover up the whole thing because she feels bad but it was even.
So who told you initially about this? Was it a phone call? Was it your daughter who brought this up?
My girlfriend was the one that told me when I came home to please contact that company, okay, so that I can figure out what the fuck was going on. And I had already spoke to Miss Wallace and talked to her about the company and what it was, and we were in agreement that it was a child trafficking ring. Okay. 100%. So when the deputies come and I gave them these pieces, I said, do me a favor. This is international child trafficking, first of all. I called the deputy. Now I need you to do me a favor. I need you to contact the FBI because this is out of your jurisdiction. Because when it becomes international, the sheriff's office right then and there has no jurisdiction over that case. They're like, no, we don't contact the FBI. I said, whoa. I said, okay, do me a favor. Why don't you contact Judge Jordan and the University of Miami? He's a federal judge in the Southern District of Florida, and tell him that Serafin de Mesa wants to come and see him personally. He knows exactly who I am. I showed him a picture of him. No, we can't contact the feds. I said, so you're trying to tell me that I have a problem here with an international child trafficking ring in my house and you can't contact the feds? That makes me wonder. So, but the reason is this. When Trump got elected in office, okay, Sheriff Judd went down there to the press conference and he told the head of the FBI and the DEA that they didn't know how to do their job. Okay. And now I'm telling them that they fucking dropped the ball. They don't know how to do their fucking job. Right. And it's fact because it really happened. I have the police reports. Doubting. I have the fucking police reports. I drove all the way down to New York to go take this to the United Nations. Okay, the phone at the United Nations was disconnected and hacked, which is weird. No. Then I drove to Virginia to bring this to the director of the CIA. Okay, the phone wasn't working. When you went on Google, there was a picture of kids eating popcorn on the internet. I got back to Florida. I called Judd's office and I told his assistant secretary, I said, do me a favor. I just went to New York to the UN and I went to Virginia to the CIA to bring this to them. And the phones are hacked. Can you please have Judd contact them because this is a national security
So wait, you think your call was being intercepted and you're talking to not the sheriff? Is that what you're saying? Or you
what
was the reasoning the sheriff wouldn't call the FBI? Was it because
I don't know. I don't fucking know because I spent 1 hour on the phone with Lori Davies, which is the assistant of the Attorney General of the state of Florida, Ashley Moody, talking to her about this. The next day I even sent her flowers, thanking her for listening to this. She told me, she said, do me a favor, I need you to contact the FDLE and speak to this agent. I called the FDLE and another agent intercepted the call, Agent Campbell. And I told Campbell, and I kept on going to Campbell, I said, listen to me. I'm calling to speak to this agent all the way from the office of the Attorney General. And the guy said, don't fucking call her anymore, you're crazy. I said, man, fuck you.
Wow.
So they really, really dropped the fucking ball with this whole entire shit. And this is not a fucking lie. I can't make this shit up.
I'm not, yeah.
Okay, and that's a problem. So then Michael King dirties my fucking name on the internet. Okay, I have him where he put his name on the top of the fucking article and everything. So who do you think is the one that's responsible for everything?
Yeah.
It goes right back to Mike, and he's so fucking pissed off that he dirties my name on the internet and puts his fucking name on it because he's aggravated at the fact that I caught him again trying to fuck with me. And that's the fucking problem. He's a fucking liability. I had a call. I went to New York. When I went to New York, okay, I sent a message to Michael Francesi. and to Sammy the Bull. And the reason I contacted Michael Francesi is because I have a very good friend of mine that sits very, very, very high up in the ranks that knows me very well. I contacted Mike out of respect for this individual that his I'm just gonna call him Billy. I love him to death. When I met Billy, Billy came up to me in the gym. I said, I know exactly who you are. I looked at him and said, and I know exactly who you are too. He said, you fucking give me a fucking hug. He gave me a fucking hug. He says,
I thought that was going to go the other way.
Give me a fucking hug. He says, I love you. I said, I love you too, Billy. Just like that. And then we were talking stories, and then he talks to me. He came out to my shop. We spoke, and so on and so on and so on. And out of respect for Billy, when all this shit happened, because of Michael, I went to New York to go talk to Francesi in person. Michael's pizza shop was closed that day. I called the Bull. The Bull didn't fucking answer. Okay, I went there out of respect to go talk. I spoke with Billy 2 days ago, and we spoke about this situation with Michael. And you know what he said to me? He says he's a fucking liability. He's always been a fucking liability. He's a fucking disgrace. I went to go see Michael out of respect for Billy. I went to go talk to Michael out of respect for Billy. And I went to go talk to Sammy out of respect for Billy to see who the fuck this motherfucker is, because I don't know what he looks like. The only person that knows what he fucking looks like is Big Meech. I don't know what he fucking looks like. If I knew what he fucking looked like, he'd be a fucking dead man already.
The picture you sent me was him?
No, that's not King. I don't know what King.
Oh, you still don't know?
I still to this fucking day don't know what he fucking looks like.
Wow.
Okay, he's fucking been hiding like a fucking ghost for a very long time, bro. Him and I, see, the thing about Mike is the one that knows Mike's bullshit is me. Mike doesn't like the fact that he can't bullshit me. He might be able to bullshit other people, but he's not gonna fucking bullshit me. I know him. I know the way he fucking moves. I know the way he thinks. I know he's a fucking rat, to be honest with you.
This is all dating back because of some girl?
Yes, over a fucking girl.
Because you walked in the strip club.
Strip club. Yes, a fucking girl at a fucking strip club. Yeah, that's.
So whatever happened with your daughter?
She's fine. She never ended up leaving to the fucking school in Germany.
Well, do you remember what was the company's name?
The company's name was Education First.
That was what they presented themselves.
That was what they presented. They have a script that they presented to her. Okay, which I saved it in my phone and everything. It's right here. It's all pre-scripted. Okay. How to talk to your parents about family, about gap year program, okay? Because they're basically teaching the child how to fucking break it down to the parent, so the parent takes them to the fucking airport and they send the child away. And the part that fucking pisses me off even more, if we didn't have the knowledge to be able to prevent this, who do you think the cameras are gonna show dropping off the kid at the airport? Me and the mother. And who do you think is gonna be held accountable and liable for that at the end of the day? Me and the mother.
It's fucked.
And it's a big fucking problem that's going on. These motherfuckers have this shit down to a fucking science. They know what the fuck they're doing. Why do you think my phones have been hacked for 2 fucking years? My emails have been hacked for 2 fucking years. I haven't been able to use a computer for 2 years. I have a phone with a VPN. Ever since that overdose of fentanyl happened, it made my life a living fucking hell. It's been a fucking nightmare. They tried taking the fucking kid out of my house and I caught on to their shit. You see what I'm trying to get at? These people are fucking dirty. They're real fucking dirty.
So back to Francesi and the Bull and talking to Billy.
Billy and me had a conversation the other day on the phone.
And then
Billy says to me, he says, "You are more fucking valuable than anybody else."
Yeah.
Billy loves me. I love Billy to death too.
So what now? What's happening?
Nothing's happened, to be honest with you. I'm tired of this shit, to be honest with you. I'm tired of fucking living like this. Yeah. I came out here to California to sell 1,000 music files that I have that are worth $1 billion to Chris Taylor at MNRK Music Group. But I've been fucking going through hell for all this time because of this piece of shit. Mm-hmm. I was working with a studio down in Florida called Uncharted Records. They were stealing all my files. Okay, they were sending back garbage. I sent 83 files for songs that I own, and they didn't send back my work. They were distorting it. They were fucking it up. I know my work. My work is A-grade quality shit, what I put out. And I have reason to believe that Michael's also associated with that fucking studio. He's been on my fucking ass for a long fucking time. Long fucking time. Long fucking time.
Bro,
telling you,
I feel it. I can feel it.
Bro,
I can feel it right now.
This is not no fucking bullshit story.
I don't think this is.
I wish to God
Okay.
that I wish that Meech would just give me have somebody draw a sketch of his fucking face.
I don't think anybody could doubt you with the amount of details and names, and first and last names, locations. You made eye contact the whole fucking. I don't doubt you. I'm not. I don't know what to fucking make of it. Like
It's a fucking real. It's the truth.
no, I know. As far as like what to do
Well,
next, like what the fuck.
He's paid everybody off. He's paid every fucking body off behind me. He's fucking paid everybody off. He's a fucking rat.
Did you say that he was in? Yeah. Did you say he was in prison though? Or was that article saying that he was in prison?
That article's bogus. I don't even think that's him, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm telling you, this motherfucker's probably home hiding under his fucking bed, shaking with the fucking liquid shits. To be honest with you.
Wow, man.
This is horrible. This is like living in a fucking nightmare. I'm not even gonna make this up. And listen, I went down to New York by myself to go see Mike and the Bull by myself.
Yeah.
With nobody. I was in their fucking backyard.
Wow.
I went to go see them out of respect for Billy. Because Billy knows what the fuck's been going on. Billy fucking loves me. And Billy told me, he says, you are worth fucking 1,000,000 times more what Michael's worth.
So he agreed and is on your side.
Oh, fucking he agreed. He's on my side.
I mean, what's there to do now, though? I mean, how do you
patient? Listen, I can't, to be honest with you,
just
bro.
be ready to defend, ready to
fuck him. Fucking burn his ass.
I hope you don't get
fuck him.
Legal shit. No, I don't mean legal like that.
I'm hoping that the fucking feds come and take me.
I mean like another overdose type thing, or like
listen. I'm
taking your house.
I am hoping that they fucking come and get me.
Taking your house. Or
I am hoping that they come and take me.
So you can expose.
No, so I can fucking ram it up his ass.
Good. Okay.
I'm being honest with you.
I know.
I'm being straight with you, bro.
I know.
100%. I can't make this shit up. This motherfucker is hell.
I mean, you don't even know.
I don't know. I
like.
forgot that Mitch would give me a picture of his fucking face so they can send him home and put this motherfucker underground where he belongs, shoveling snow for the rest of his fucking life. I'm telling you, bro. This is a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking nightmare.
I know, man.
Fucking nightmare. A fucking nightmare. It's been a fucking nightmare, and it's a true fucking story.
So what's the deal with the music files then? How is this going to help?
Well, no,
or not help with that, but like what?
What am I going to do after that? I'm going to sell.
No, with the music files. What do you want to do with those? You want to sell them
to Chris Taylor from MNRK Music Group. I have 1,000 files worth $1 billion. I have an entire Tupac library that sounds better than the originals. I'm going to sell.
Why are these files worth so much?
Because they're real remastered. He can repress them and put them out and make a fucking boatload of money.
Okay.
And that's what I came out here to do, to sell them to Chris. I haven't been able to use a computer in 2 years, I'm telling you. The studio down in Florida sent me emails of the files and they were lost in my fucking email. Who took them? Who do you think is the one that has my fucking phone cloned and mirrored? Who do you think is the one that has my email? Who's got my social security card that got lost in the fucking mail? Who's got the fucking ID from the overdose of fentanyl? Who was in the room with the fucking anesthesiologist? Come on, bro.
Yeah. I'm not questioning you. I'm asking for story's sake.
But this is real. This is no fucking lie.
I know, bro. I believe you. I'm asking for story's sake.
I wish that this was a lie. I wish that I could be able to justify this, bro.
Yeah, bro. Nobody's doubting. I don't doubt you. I'm not doubting you at all. I'm asking questions for story's sake and
this guy is a fucking psychopath, bro. This guy's a psychopath. This guy's a fucking disgrace to the Sicilian mob, bro. He's a disgrace to the Sicilian mob. He's a fucking disgrace. That's what he is. He's a fucking disgrace. You think they want that to be on their fucking portfolio?
No. Yeah, they don't deal. Yeah.
They don't do that. Exactly. You think they don't want that? Again, he's a liability. This is coming from somebody that sits at the top that I sit there with him. This is coming with somebody that sits above Mike and sits above Sammy. And he's not going to, and I'm telling you this because they have no fucking clue who I know. They have no clue who I know. I went to go talk to Michael and Sammy out of respect for him to address this fucking issue.
Yeah.
Out of respect, like a fucking man-to-man, face-to-face.
I mean, did they give you any advice?
What advice do I have?
I don't know. I don't know.
If I show up to have a fucking meeting with you face-to-face, what the fuck does that tell you about me?
You're honest and you actually have legit issues if you're going to come all the way there to talk about your problems. Yeah.
Exactly. Because they got it. It's a fucking definite. It's a fucking problem. It's a definite fucking problem.
No, it sounds like a nightmare. The word I was thinking in my head halfway through your story.
And this is.
I just wish I had an answer other than. I mean, you don't even know who to fucking. Even if you saw him on the street.
No, I don't know what the fuck he looks like. I don't know what the fuck he looks like. I wish I knew what the fuck he looked like.
That's fucking scary, man.
What the fuck is scary about what?
Nah, it could happen anytime.
There's nothing scary. What's gonna happen, bro? Mm-hmm. He can kiss my fucking ass.
I don't know. It seems like everything has happened so far.
Well,
so
everything has happened so far. You know how I know my phone is fucking cloned and mirrored? When I moved to California, I came here to work with Suge Knight's son, Jacob. Okay, to remaster. Suge knew I was coming out here. So did Michi know I was coming out here to work. I know my phone's being cloned. Jacob went ahead and rented an Airbnb for me, okay, to stay here while I was working. He sends me the code because I had an electronic lock on the fucking door, okay? I go inside the fucking place. I put my suitcases when I got out of the hotel I was at after I was able to get a place. I go to grab a bite to eat. I come back that night. I go to drink water. I fucking spent 5 hours throwing up blood because somebody went inside the apartment. They got the code for the fucking door. And fucking tried to poison me the first fucking night I was in that fucking apartment. I'm still here, right? Who do you think went inside the... I'm telling you what happened the first night I was in the fucking Airbnb. And then I fucking end up dead that night. And who do they fucking blame for everything? Suge Knight's fucking son.
That's what I'm saying.
No, bro. I'm still here. Where's the tail? Where is he? He's following me from Florida. There's a problem at the studio in Florida. They were stealing my files. There's a problem. The fucking motherfucker's on my ass and I have him with a fucking rope around his neck. He doesn't know where to go. I already got him cornered. It's him. It's no one else. It's him. I'm telling you, bro. I fucking went to get some food and I came back. I went to drink water. I was throwing up fucking charcoal and blood the entire night for 5 hours, bro. They tried to fucking poison me the first night I was there. I sent it to Jacob and I told Jacob what's going on. I showed him. I said, look at this shit. I'm alive by the grace of God. You know why? Because God wants me to take Micah's fucking head off.
Did you go to the hospital?
No, I didn't go to the hospital. I felt better the next fucking day because God takes care of me. Mike is fucked. Mike is fucked.
Okay.
He's fucked.
Okay.
Believe me, he's fucked.
I believe you, man.
Mike is listen, bro, my political association is real. Mike is gonna fucking get the electric chair when they fucking bang his fucking ass. Because of who I am. I promise you, he's gonna get the fucking chair.
I believe it. Well,
he's gonna get the fucking chair. He's gonna get the chair. And I speak to guys that sit higher than Sammy, higher than Michael, and higher than fucking Angelo.
Yeah.
And I went to go see them out of respect for the person that I respect. I know that Mike is not associated with that particular family, and this gentleman that I'm talking about sits at the top. And like he told me, he says, I am worth fucking 100 times what fucking Michael's worth. Don't worry that his days are fucking numbered. His days are fucking numbered.
So there you go. Matter of time?
Matter of fucking time. His days are fucking numbered. His days are fucking numbered.
Is there anything you want to...
You tell me.
Leave it with? I mean, what the fuck? I don't know. No, is there any message you want to...
Yeah, fuck Mike King. And free Big Meech. That's the fucking message.
Free Meech, all right.
Free Big Meech and fuck Mike King. That's the message.
Meech isn't free yet?
He'll be soon.
I thought that motherfucker was like out a few years ago.
No, he will be soon. He just got one of the appeals and then they knocked. He's got like 5 to go, maybe less.
Okay.
You know, that's the message.
Well,
fuck Mike King, free Big Meech. That's the fucking message, you know? Okay. But I mean, he knows this fucking guy. He knows the guy's a piece of shit. The mob, listen, bro, let me ask you something, bro. I'm going to be honest with you. You think the mob wants to be known for being involved in human trafficking?
No, that's the one thing majority of the world can agree on.
The fucking guy that runs collections for the Sicilian mob, bro. What do you see wrong with this picture?
Yeah.
I see a lot wrong with it.
Oh, yeah. I don't think there's any denying that, bro. There's one thing almost the whole world can agree on is you don't fuck with kids. No matter who you are, what walk of life.
You know who's the only one that can come out here and say, fuck Mike King? It's me.
So, there you have it.
The truth. You want to know the truth? You can't handle the truth. A lot of
I just wish you the best, man. Like, just you're in some. I just wish you the best.
I am. You don't see.
Not because I think you're scared. Not because I think you're scared. Just I wish you the best.
Yeah, thank you, Brian. I wish everybody the best. I don't. You know, it's
except
that motherfucker. Yeah. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He's a piece of shit. Straight piece of shit. And he's always been a piece of shit. He's gonna die a piece of shit. He's gonna be known as a piece of shit for the rest of his fucking life. You know?
Well, there you have it.
The facts.
The facts. How do we get a hold of you for the music? Or you have your contact, you're just trying to get rid of it?
I'm working on selling my music to Chris Taylor from American Music Group.
But that's it.
That's it. Because they're remastered, so I can't do nothing with that music. Like I said, I've been working. It's loaded into the hard drives that I have to get to the label, to the owner of the label, so that he can then press it and he can then sell it because he owns all of the masters. So, I mean, I listen to it in my car. I make a CD in my car so I can listen to it in my car, but I can't do nothing with the music until the music label doesn't take it and they don't press it.
Okay.
You know, they own everything. They own everything. And I'm selling everything to Chris Taylor. I'm avoiding dealing with anybody else. I'm giving him 1,000 files worth $1 billion for $150 million. And I'm going to take a break. Bro, 1,000 files is a catalog.
No, I know. I was going to ask you how much you're asking for it. But
$150 million. $150 million. I'm giving him 1,000 files. You know, and he's going to make $1 billion. Just alone in Tupac files, he's going to generate over $500 million in sales. And that's 100 files out of 1,000. 900 files are going to be pure profit.
But it's because they're remastered so well? Or
they sound fucking incredible. I'm not going to lie. God gave me a gift and I took it to the next level.
Okay.
God, I'm telling you, they sound... See, a lot of people don't understand. Since 1990, when music was done digitally, okay, you see that there's no percussion. Percussion, you have to use the actual instrument. I even heard some loops yesterday in the studio with my engineer, percussion loops, and they don't even sound like what the actual real instrument sounds like when you create a file with the real instrument, because you're blending the echo from the conga into the lyrics and into the beats. So it takes the music and it adds the heartbeat of the music.
So yeah, what is all this music? What kind of genres is it all?
I have done everything. I have everything. I've done everything. I have the files from everything. I was actually yesterday. I wanted to give them a music gift to the MNRK Music Group, and I did the entire Jesse Royal album, which is one of their top Grammy-nominated artists, Jesse Royal. I did the 11 songs on his album, and I sent it to them as a gift from me and Taylor Owen, which is my lead engineer, and Parallel Studios to the music label. It sounds fucking incredible.
Did you get a response?
They're gonna get their email. When they get the email, we'll know, because again, I can't send the email. My engineer.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So I send it to them. You know?
Okay.
I send it to them as a gift, man, you know, and they have 1,000 files coming after that too. The Jesse Royal album with that percussion sounds incredible.
So you have to show me out off the...
Yeah, I'll show you.
So I can
hear. It sounds incredible, man.
Well, I would try to plug your shit, but apparently you only have one guy in mind to fucking sell to. I mean, are you wanting to do any work outside of that at all? Like,
well, yeah, if I get other labels that would like us to remaster anything for them, I mean, I can produce an excess of 250 songs a week.
Okay.
I can produce 50 songs a day.
Okay.
They can send us the files first thing in the morning.
You can produce 50 songs a day?
Yeah.
Based off past catalog, you're not talking about creating new 50 songs.
I like to work in the remastering. You don't understand the percussion.
Okay.
Take songs that are 20 years old and it makes them sound better than the songs.
I was thinking you're creating, not remastering it 50 songs.
Do you know how long it takes do you know how hard it is to record 10 songs alone in one day? You can't start over. You can't make mistakes. I don't make any mistakes. God gave me a gift to use these hands, man. He gave me a fucking talent that the engineers are like, bro, this is not normal. Where the fuck did you come from?
The Hove of remastering and recording.
Bro, I don't even know how I do it, because the average person, to remaster 1,000 songs is fucking...
Okay. I mean, do you want to shout out anywhere that people can hear your shit? Or
I have an Instagram page where they can see the reels. They can see the reels on Instagram. My Instagram page is Serafin _ Devesa.
Yeah, it's a long...
Yeah, you just put it on there.
Let me do this. Is that the full name of it?
Yeah,
right there.
That's it right there.
So I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah.
They can see the reels of the snippets of the songs that I put on there. And actually, whenever I put the reels up there, the reels actually get taken up to the artist's actual page. So it's like, typically when you do that, they shut it down because it sounds different. It's a real remastered file. I'm adding to the quality of the sound of the song.
Okay. No, I'll check it out when we get out of here, because I want to see the difference.
That's what I've been working on. That's what I've been working. It's a big difference, believe it or not, like I was telling you. And a lot of people don't understand there's also therapeutic benefits to percussion work also.
Oh no, I know that for a fact.
Therapeutic benefits to percussion music, and it's the heartbeat of music. It changes the whole entire composition of the song. It gives it a different vibe. It gives it a different feeling.
Yeah, when you feel it in your chest, you feel the bass, and is this what you're talking about?
Yeah,
I mean, just all
it changes the whole entire feeling that you get from the music. It gives it a different vibe. It gives it a different tone.
Yeah.
It puts it in a totally different zone.
Okay.
It really does. I mean, if you do research and you Google it, which is what led to the starting of the project 2 years ago, was doing the research in percussion being the heartbeat of music, and the therapeutic benefits that are connected with percussion, and being able to take songs. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's a gift to be able to take a Tupac song that they say is done, and to be able to add an instrument to it and make it better. And first of all, people don't understand it, but the rights to certain songs, unless you own them, they expire at a certain time. The government also published an article stating that when you remaster a song, they're not going to give you the rights anymore unless you're adding an instrument, you're adding a verse, or you're adding something. And what I have done is I've actually increased the value, because now they can get back their rights and they can put it out, and it sounds better and it adds value to the labels.
I understand. Okay. That makes more sense, a little bit more sense. I don't know how to value or put worth on certain files and all that.
To be honest with you, man, to be able to take something that's supposed to be done and make it sound better, that's a gift. That's a blessing.
Yeah, I can tell you're definitely passionate.
Yeah, listen, man. If it was, I would love to see other people doing it, because I want to listen to it. I mean, I want to see what other people get. See, the thing about every artist is different. Everybody hears it differently. And I'm gonna be honest with you. My engineer looks at me and says, "I've never seen this shit. This guy doesn't make one. If he makes 5 mistakes in 1,000 files, it's too much." They're in total shock.
Well, good. I mean, I hope, when this goes live, I hope you get some traffic from it and
That's
something.
fine,
but I mean, I know you got your plan, and
I have my plan. My plan is to work. Like I said, I'm available to work with any artist or any label that wants us to do anything for them. I'm working here in California at Parallel Studios with Taylor Owen as my lead engineer. He's great. He's worked with The Weeknd and those guys from The Weeknd camp, and he's great, man. He's great.
So you're here until...
I'm here working to make this happen with Chris and get all these files to Chris, and then I need to go back to Florida for a little bit, and then I intend to come back and keep on producing. I don't want to just off my files and stop working. I enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Anybody else you want to shout out, or family?
Man, I just want to wish everybody a happy holidays. I want everybody to come together with their families, a lot of peace, love, joy, and prosperity for everybody, and that we can all, come together and stop with the divide and conquer mentality that's going on in the world today.
Dude, thanks for coming in, dude. That was fucking fun. That was intense. That was informative. All that shit. I wish you the best of luck, man.
Thank you, bro.
Sounds, I don't know. We'll talk more outside of here.
We definitely will, man.
All right, brother. Thank you very much,
man.
All right.